Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am, frankly, just absolutely thrilled to have you here today, because we're diving into a topic that, well, it feels a little bit like magic, but it's actually a fundamental, life-saving pillar of science. We're talking about the fascinating world of chemical indicators. You know, if you've ever wondered how scientists decode the unseen properties of the world around them, and, crucially, how they do it without putting themselves in danger, you are absolutely in the right place. So get ready, because we're going to break down exactly how these incredible little tools work.
Okay, picture this. You're standing in a laboratory, or honestly, maybe you're just cleaning out some dusty, forgotten shelf in your garage, and you're looking at a jar filled with a perfectly clear liquid. It looks exactly like water. But is it? I mean, it could be a highly corrosive acid, or maybe a dangerously caustic base. The core chemistry problem here is as fundamental as it gets. How on earth do you figure out what this unknown, potentially really hazardous substance is without putting yourself at physical risk?
Right off the bat, I cannot emphasize this enough. It is literally the golden rule of lab safety. Never taste or touch an unknown chemical. Period. I know, it sounds super obvious to us now, but historically, early scientists sometimes learned this the really hard way. Relying on your direct senses of touch or taste to identify acids and bases is just a massive recipe for disaster. So we need a proxy. We need a stand-in to do the dirty work for us. Basically, we need a safe, reliable messenger.
And that brings us to our elegant solution to this very dangerous problem: the chemical indicator. Now, by definition, an indicator is a solution of a substance that shows different colors, or, as you'll see in a minute, exhibits other totally detectable changes in acidic, basic, and neutral environments. Think of them as our chemical informants. They're out there translating invisible molecular properties into highly visible or easily detectable sensory signals for us.
So the absolute essence of indicators is that they help us identify acids and bases easily and, most importantly, safely, without tasting or touching them. That touching part, absolutely critical. These substances are so incredibly valuable because they give us this vital layer of safety. They allow us to essentially see the chemical nature of a liquid just by, dropping a tiny bit of an indicator into it and watching what happens.
Okay, so here is our roadmap for today. First, categorizing indicators. Second, the visual test. Third, the smell test. Fourth, the lab test. And finally, number 5, the ultimate master sheet.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, categorizing indicators.
We can actually broadly group these indicators into 3 main categories. First up, we've got natural indicators, which give us visual cues. Second, we have olfactory indicators, which, as the name suggests, engage our sense of smell. And third, synthetic indicators, which are human-made for very specific lab uses. So, keeping this little mental checklist is really going to help you understand exactly which tool to reach for, depending on what you're trying to test.
Now, what's really interesting here is breaking down that very first category. Natural indicators are obtained entirely directly from natural sources. Our ancestors didn't need some high-tech, million-dollar lab to do basic chemistry. They literally just had nature. Fantastic examples include Litmus, turmeric, red cabbage, and China rose. I mean, these are things you can literally grow in your backyard garden, yet they hold the power to reveal some pretty hidden chemical truths.
Moving right along to part 2, the visual test, natural indicators.
Okay, perhaps the absolute most famous natural indicator of all time is litmus. You've probably heard of it. But did you know litmus is actually obtained from lichens? Yeah, those fascinating kind of crusty composite organisms you see growing on rocks and tree bark. Now, in its raw natural solution form, litmus is actually purple. But just for sheer convenience, scientists process it into 2 very distinct, easy-to-use types of paper: red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. And here is exactly how this visual test works in practice. It is beautifully simple. If you're dealing with an acid, you grab the blue litmus paper, and boom, it'll turn red. If you have a base, you use the red litmus paper, and it turns blue. That immediate start color flip is your definitive answer. Acid equals red, base equals blue. It's incredibly fast, totally safe, and frankly, just brilliantly effective.
Let's bring this a bit closer to home and see how it works with something you probably have sitting in your kitchen pantry right this second: turmeric. You probably just know it as that bright yellow spice for cooking, but it is actually a powerhouse natural indicator. If you add an acid to a turmeric solution, well, nothing happens. It just stays perfectly yellow. However, the exact moment you add a base to it, it undergoes this dramatic visual shift, turning a deep, totally noticeable red. You can literally do a genuine chemistry test while you're cooking dinner.
All right, shifting gears to part 3, the smell test, olfactory indicators.
So, olfactory indicators are these really cool substances whose actual smell changes when you mix them with an acid or a base. Let's look at the humble onion. We all know that incredibly sharp, pungent smell of chopped onions, right? Well, if you take onion paste or juice and add an acid to it, it continues to smell exactly like an onion. Literally no change. But if you add a base, that unmistakable onion smell entirely disappears. Poof, it loses its smell completely.
And what's crazy is we see that exact same principle apply to something that smells completely 100% different. Vanilla. Vanilla has this lovely, sweet, rich aroma. But just like the onion, if you add an acid, the smell doesn't change. It sticks around. But the second a base is introduced, that sweet smell of vanilla just vanishes into thin air. It's wild. Two wildly different scents straight from nature, but they are governed by the exact same chemical rule.
So, the crucial point to take away here is this incredibly reliable olfactory rule. With these specific indicators, an acid leaves the original scent perfectly intact, but adding a base, it acts as a sort of chemical eraser, just completely destroying the smell. So it's still a binary test, exactly like our color flip, but we're relying on our nose instead of our eyes.
Which brings us to part 4, the lab test, synthetic indicators. Now, synthetic indicators are those formulated and synthesized specifically in a lab to provide highly precise, incredibly bright color changes. Two of the absolute heavyweights in chemistry labs all around the world are methyl orange and phenolphthalein. These guys, they don't come from a plant or a spice. They are pure products of human chemical engineering, explicitly designed to do one single job flawlessly.
Let's contrast how these two synthetic marvels actually react, because it's pretty neat. Phenolphthalein starts out as a completely colorless liquid. Drop it in an acid, and it remains stubbornly colorless. But add a base, it suddenly pops into this vivid, super bright pink. It's honestly one of the most satisfying color changes you'll ever see in a lab. Now, methyl orange, on the other hand, originally starts off orange. When it hits an acid, it turns a bold red, and when it encounters a base, it shifts to a bright yellow. These stark, highly engineered color shifts leave absolutely zero room for misinterpretation.
Finally, part 5, the ultimate master sheet, bringing it all together. All right, this table brilliantly summarizes everything we've just learned into one neat little decoding ring for unknown chemicals. You can clearly see your natural indicators like litmus turning red in acid and blue in base. You've got your olfactory ones like the onion and vanilla we talked about, losing their smell entirely when a base is introduced. You've got synthetic ones like phenolphthalein, popping pink in a base. Oh, and it even includes a little bonus natural indicator for us. China rose, which starts out red, turns dark pink in acid, and then, get this, turns a surprising green in a base. How cool is that?
Look, you don't need to memorize some massive, chaotic textbook of facts. You really just need to organize the information logically. And this master sheet right here, it is the ultimate tool. By simply referencing this one clean, simple grid, you can safely and effectively navigate a whole world of invisible chemical properties.
So we've explored lichens, kitchen spices, onions, and lab-created chemicals, and they're all united by this one amazing ability, to keep us safe and informed. But you know, it really leaves me wondering, and I want to leave you with this thought today. Knowing that things like red cabbage and turmeric are natural indicators, what other totally everyday items sitting in your kitchen right now might be harboring secret chemical properties just waiting to change color? Chemistry isn't just locked away in some lab, it is literally right there in your home. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to always keep questioning the world around you.